All right, welcome back here on the Red Line Network. So glad that you guys could join us. Apologize that we're just now tuning in. Had a little bit of a technical difficulty. So if you're just now tuning in right now, the Eutectics of the University of Health Science and Pharmacy currently trails in set number 1, 16-24 to the Trinity International University Lady Trojans. So it's set point for the Trojans. It has been a wild back-and-forth battle, but the Trinity International with just a big punch to the mouth. The Eutectics defense on this last little run, and it might end right here. And a kick back up in the air, and that'll do it. So the last set ends at 25-16. So Trinity International takes set number 1, and we're going to take a quick break. And we'll be back for a little first set analysis in just a moment on the Red Line Network. All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back here for set number 2. If you're just tuning in, Trinity International took a back-and-forth battle, 25-16, there in set number 1. And it was back and forth in the sense that both teams went on a little bit of runs themselves, but Trinity International had the biggest and the last run in order to close out the set. And right now, Trinity International has won 4 straight sets after a complete series sweep of the Red Lions of Lincoln Christian University in the first matchup. So, 4 straight sets, the goal is to end up with 6 sets. As a reminder, NAI volleyball, first one to 25, must win by 2, wins a set. You're trying to win the best 3 sets out of 5, and that person wins the match. So, set number 1 goes to Trinity International. See what the Eutectics do there, and they're already up. They find themselves up. Or excuse me, that is tie ball game at 1 apiece now. Keep in mind, after this match, still in basketball mode, the University of Health Science and Pharmacy of St. Louis Eutectics will take on the Lincoln Christian University Lady Red Lions here on the Red Lion Network. So glad that you guys could tune in. I'm Jared Glassford. I'll be alongside you guys for the remainder of the night. Yes, here we go now. Aubrey Mann goes up, met at the net, but it goes back in favor of the Eutectics. Give them the lead, 2-1. So set back to serve now. That is Caitlin Kidd, the 5'7" sophomore from Colorado Springs, Colorado. The southpaw serve goes up and gets over. Will be returned right there as Torres throws that one in the dirt, but dug up by Mann right there. Here we go. Kidd goes up. Back to Torres. Hits it in the middle there by Rogers. Rogers goes up, and that is met by the block party for the Trojans. Give the point to Trinity International. So substitution coming through as Emma Gallegos will go back to serve. So it'll be 2 serving 2. An absolute rocket on that one. Rogers goes back up. A little give and go. It's up in the hands of Lauren Brown. Brown throws it over. And excellent scrambling right there by the Trojans to get it back over. Torres back to Mann. Hits Rogers in the middle. Goes back right side right there to Brown, and Brown gets it over. That was Darlene Zeineker. Either way, it's a 3-2 advantage for the Eutectics. Here we go now, set to serve Cassidy Reno. Goes up. Torres takes a swing. No good. Brown hits it up to Rogers in the middle. We go back to Kidd on this back row, and there you go. The back row hit is still alive as she's able to score. Cassidy Reno goes up. Torres met by access, denied from the Eutectics. And the point goes with them, and they are coming out swinging here in the second set. So a 5-2 advantage now. Moreno's serve goes out of bounds. You got to stay within the white line around the Gaston Arena court. So I had to halt the run right there, make it 6-3 now. 5-3. 5-3. Gotta love scoreboard malfunctions. Here we go. That'll bring up Brianna Torres on the serve. Torres serve, a line drive. Rogers has it, gives it back to the middle. And right there, Evelyn McQueen goes hard with the ball down in the deck. And now it is 6-3 in favor of UHSP. So Josie Barron now set to serve. Barron, a high flat serve. Decker digs it up. Goes back over to Freeman. Freeman the swipe over that time by, Mausenberger, and just out of the reach right there of Jalen Freeman. And the Eutectics go up by 4. The Eutectics go up 8-3 after a very impressive 5-0 run. Decker goes to Mausenberger. Hip in the middle right there to Rogers. Rogers swings through by Lauren Brown. And University of Health Science and Pharmacy continues to roll, but Coach Ward want to call a timeout right there, and which means we're going to take a break as the Eutectics leads 9-3 here on the Red Line Network. Coming out of the timeout, University of Health Science and Pharmacy are rolling right now as they find themselves up 6-9-3. We'll see if Trinity International get put a brakes on this run. Here we go, the swing through, and that is out of bounds by Evelyn McQueen. And maybe that's the momentum shift that that Trinity needed. As they have possession on the side out, Jalen Freeman set to serve. Just as an announcement, it looks like Casey Kinnikin is coming back on crutches for the University of Health Science and Pharmacy. Got a bag of ice to the back of that knee in the calf area. So it appears that she's crutching under her power, but it looks like her night is done. So here we go now. Lauren Brown on the serve. And that goes out of bounds. Give the point back to the Trojans. Rogers goes over, tries to get it over that time to Lawnman, but the play at the net ends up in a point by UHSP. So it's now 11-5 is the score. Set to serve, Aubrey Mann, the 5'5 senior from Manzano, Illinois. Rogers, left side of Lawnman. Lawnman gets it over. Freeman. That time to Mausenberger. Mausenberger hits it back up. Over to Faggins. And Decker tried to get it back over the net, but unable to there. And they're going to call it for 4 hits and give the point in favor of University of Health Science and Pharmacy. As they lead 12-5. 12 serving 5. As that is firmly in bounds, but nobody wearing the black and blue wanted a piece of that. So the point goes back in favor of the Eutectics. They're up 13-5. So Aubrey Mann set to serve. Low serve right there. Able to be dug up though. Faggins goes to the middle right there. That's Kovacic. Get it up. Torres finds Decker in the middle. Decker goes up, and they're going to say that was tipped out of bounds, and the point's going to go back to Trinity. So after a big scoring run by Eutectics, see how Trinity can respond right here, as it'll be 6 serving 13. So Trippett serve, it'll be dug up and sent back, as Freeman not going to be able to get to the ground quick enough for that one. And the point goes back in favor of the University of Health Science and Pharmacy. Here we go now. Mackenzie Rogers on the serve. And this does not look like the Trinity International team that we saw the entire first match, as well as the first set, as they find themselves down 15-6 in this one, and they look like they're struggling to put the ball in the air right now. Decker over the top and right on cue, an excellent spot that time by Madeline Decker to give her team back the possession. Decker goes up, and Madeline Decker responsible for the last 2 points for the Trojans, doing a lot of things well right now. Here we go. Deborah Kovacic set to serve. Kovacic back to Rogers. Rogers goes back in the middle. Play at the net. And all of a sudden, Trinity International has some life. They've got 4 unanswered. So Kovacic, the senior from Brazil, set to serve. 9 serving 15. Hitting right to the back, and we have very few serves tonight in the first match and this one that have failed to get over the net. So some excellent serving. Just something to point out as that one goes out of bounds. And lead down to just 5. So Kovacic set to serve. Line drive serve, dug up by Mann. Mann gets Rogers in the middle, tries to get over the left side, that time to Reno, but it's hit back, and she's going to have to just go, or she's going to have to just go with it as Decker falls through, but hey, a point's a point. Timeout going to be taken by the Tactics. Coach Payne has seen it up. We're going to call a timeout ourselves. We'll be back here in just a moment here on the Red Line Network. Here we go, coming out of the timeout. Deborah Kovacic set to serve. It is 11 serving 15. And that serve does not go over the net. And here we go now. UHSP has back in control of possession. Caitlin Kidd checks in to serve. The serve goes up. And here we go. Decker, right side, met by a couple blockers for the Tactics, still falls through. Rogers bumps it over. Feigins, back to Torres. Torres finds her spot, but good, excellent scrambling, but they're going to say the point goes in favor of Trinity. We had some good scrambling going on right there. I'm a little disappointed that volley had to end. But Emma Gallegos will check back in. It'll be 12 serving 16. Hard serve right there by Emma Gallegos, but it will be returned. Here we go now. Freeman hit up in the air. Torres going to run it through. Mann. Hit right there by Brown, and she slams it home. Excellent swing and hit by Lauren Brown. And the Tactics score right there. It's Cassidy Reno now. Senior from O'Fallon, Illinois. Reno, little low drive side, but it does the job as, whoa. Hard hit right there by Brianna Torres as that ball swings out of bounds. And the lead down to 4 for University of Health Science and Pharmacy. And they've been casually just slowly chipping away at that lead and see if they can catch up any more ground here. Rogers hit on the right side. Excellent block right there by the Trojans. And all of a sudden, after a late timeout taken by Coach Ward, it's starting to seem as though Trinity has their identity back. Is it back to lead, back to 3 here in set number 2. Rogers hits it up. Swing back through. Here we go now. Decker, met at the net, and that was Maddie Hawkins. And Hawkins will get the point. It is now 17-15 advantage in favor of U Tactics. Rogers, back by Brown. Brown hits it back up, a couple blockers by the Trojans. Decker over the top. Back to Brown. Excellent scrambling by both teams going on right now. A little give and go play. Lob it over and lob it home. That time for Grace Mauersberger. It is now a 1-point ball game, 17-16. Here we go, Brianna Torres, the junior from Costa Vista, California, on the serve. And right on cue, a little momentum shift goes back in favor of the U Tactics. They go back up by 2. Here we go, set to serve is Josie Barron. Freeman on the serve, and that a little off the hands of Torres. Back to lead, back up to 3. So we go now, Josie Barron from Springfield, Missouri, set to serve. A little right to straight serve right there. Torres on the hit. Hit up by Kidd. Kidd to Rogers. Goes left side to Brown. Brown will take a swing, and that goes off the hands of the Trojans. And make it now 20-16. As U Tactics just 5 points away from taking set number 2. And Coach Ward calls time, which means we'll take a timeout ourselves. We'll be back here in just a moment on the Red Lion Network. And welcome back. Is University of Health Science. The right on cue goes right into the net to give the Trojans a little life, as it is now down to 3-point advantage for University of Health Science, as it is a 20-17 game. Libero Jerlyn Freeman set to serve. Freeman serve high up in the air to the left side, a little right to left action. Brown to man, she gets it back over. Torres digs it up, Faggins goes right to the middle right there. An excellent hit right there by Kovalchuk to make it 20-18 as we are in the latter stages here in set number 2. Here we go now, served by Freeman. 18 serving 20. Man to Brown. Brown goes off the hands right there of Brianna Torres. It's now back to a 21-18 advantage. We got substitution. Brianna Landrum from Ironton, Missouri checks in, but going back to serve is Lauren Brown out of Phoenix, Arizona. Great city, but that ball goes right into the net. Lead cut down to 2 once again. Here we go now. Madison Faggins, the freshman from Parker, Colorado, holds the service. 19 serving 21. Free ball at the net. Goes blocked right back in the hands of Texas. They get over. Torres back to man. Man finds Rogers. Goes to the left side to Landrum. Landrum has it blocked back inside. Rogers tries to push it through. Here we go now. Freeman. That time to Mauersberger. Torres. Faggins. And right there, both teams doing an excellent job of using all of the court really to form their attack. And they're going to call a double hit off of there. Yes, they will. So now just a 1-point lead for the Utectics. It's 21-20. Reminder, first one to 25, but you got to win by 2 here in NAIA. So serve up by Faggins. Little misdirection, and Landrum sends it down to silence the Trojan run. It's 22-20 now. Set to serve now, Aubrey Mann. Serve is up. Torres, Faggins, right in the middle to Kovacek, and Kovacek gives the Trojans some life. It leads back down to 1. And coming in is Madeline Trippett, set to serve. Here we go, Trippett serve. It's about mid-territory for the Utectics. Landrum tries to go back over, and they're going to have the double tech. And we have a tie ball game at 22 apiece. As set 2 is coming down to the wire here. Keep in mind, Trinity, if they're able to get this, they go up 2-0 with a lot of pressure and a lot of momentum set on the Utectics. However, University of Health Science can come back and win this. All of a sudden, it's a tie ball game when it comes to sets, and a lot of volleyball to be played. So here we go now. Landrum goes up, finds Freeman. Freeman goes to Torres on the other side, and the block goes back inbounds in Trinity territory. So the University of Health Science and Pharmacy has possession and the point. They lead 23-22. Here we go now, Mackenzie Rogers. Set to be in service. Rogers lobs one up there. Faggins goes to the middle, has that blocked back by Decker. Kovacek goes up. And some great volleyball being played as we have another tie at 23 apiece. Next point for either team is set point. Deborah Kovacek set to serve. Kovacek's serve goes way long. Set point for the Utectics. Little scenario, ladies and gentlemen. If right now University of Health Science scores, the match is over, or the set is over. But if Trinity is able to score, then the target score is 26. Once again, you must win by 2 here in NAI volleyball. So, but excellent spot right there. We're playing to 26. So as Gallegos will check back in, and she'll go back to serve. Tie ball game at 24 apiece. The goal scoring right now is 26. Gallegos on the serve. Swings up and through. Rogers hicks it up to Brown. Brown tries to lob it up. Dug up out of the ground by Faggins. Faggins goes back to Torres. Torres slams it down. And it's now set point for Trinity International. Timeout going to be taken by Coach Payne, which means we're going to take a timeout. We have ourselves a crucial service coming up here next on the Red Line Network. Here we go now. Set point for the Trojans. Once again, Eutectic score right here. It's target scored, goes to 27. Brown swings through, dug up by Freeman. Freeman finds her setter. A pair of people going after it, but Hawkins is the one who hits it. Lob up and over, and we're playing to 27. So we got ourselves a tie ball game at 25 apiece. Got to win by 2. We're playing to 27. Here we go. Serve up by Reno. Faggins, Torres, just out of reach, but she's able to get underneath him anyway. Free ball in the air, slammed home. And Eutectics now at set points. Here we go, Reno. He has a chance to end it right here for University of Health Science and Pharmacy. Lob up is out of bounds. We're playing to 28. So coming back into the game, Grace Mauersberger. And here we go now. Brianna Torres set to serve. Service up is way long herself, and we are playing now to 29. Wait, excuse me, no, we're still playing to 28. Maybe the announcers mess up sometimes. Set point now for the Eutectics. They get it right here. It's game over. Here we go now. Serve up. Hit high into the air. Freeman gets underneath of it. Hit up by Mauersberger. She pushes it to the back row. Serve up. Gets it to Brown on the left side. That goes out of bounds. And now we're playing to 29. A lot of momentum changes here in this one. As Jalen Freeman now set to serve, the libero for Trinity International University. Freeman goes up, libero to libero, Freeman to man. Here we go, man goes give and go. Freeman goes back up, Decker hits it back over. Rogers goes left to right to Brown. Brown goes up off the hands of Freeman, and Eutectics now at set point. See ourselves a substitution coming in as Brianna Landrum comes in, but Lauren Brown now set to serve. Brown on the serve to Torres. Faggins. Mauersberger out of bounds, and that concludes the set. So a wild set, but University of Health Sciences and Pharmacy takes it by a score of 29 to 27. And more importantly now, we have ourselves a tied at 1 set apiece. So we're guaranteed to at least play 4. Exciting stuff here at the Laughlin Center. We'll be back for more in just a moment. Here we go now, set number 3 here at the Laughlin Center. Opens up with Trinity scoring early as they go up 1-0. And if you're just tuning in, you missed a wild, wild second set. Trinity International with a roaring comeback fell just short in extras as the University of Health Science and Pharmacy wins 29-27. So both teams with some momentum now, as it is tied at 1 set apiece in the overall standings. Here we go now, 1-1. As right here, we got Caitlin Kidd on the serve. A low-flying serve, but it'll be dug up. Here we go. Mauersberger gets it over. Kidd goes up to top to Rogers. Rogers goes over to Brown. Brown not able to get it over the net. She slams it, in fact, in the net. Can't do that in volleyball. Give the point to Trinity. Keep in mind, after this, University of Health Science and Pharmacy will take on the Lincoln Christian University Red Lions. That'll take place after the conclusion of this match. So we still got one more match in store for you. A lot of volleyball being played this weekend here in the Laughlin Center. Got another doubleheader tomorrow. And then the AII Classic. For those of you tuning in on the Red Lion side of things, the AII Classic, we have games here played at 9, 11, 1, and 3. It'll be a very long day here in the Laughlin Center. But that's what springtime sports will do to you. It's exciting times here at LCU. We got, at this point, we have right now volleyball, men's and women's soccer, and baseball all going on at the same times. So it's a very, with the split seasons due to COVID, we keep busy. I can only imagine what it's like for those of you at Trinity as well as Health Science and Pharmacy in St. Louis. But we go back to this game as Eutectics lead 3-2. As that serve falls inbounds, make it 4-2 in favor of the Eutectics. Here we go, the serve is up and over. Here we go, Reno to Brown. Back over in the hands of Trippett. Trippett goes to Faggins. Faggins swing through by Decker, and Decker gets the point for the Trojans. As it is a 4-3 match now. Set to serve right now, that is Deborah Kovacek. As Kovacek's serve goes up and will be returned. Rogers, right side that time, and a block party met that time by Maddie Hawkins. It goes to the deck, and more importantly, it's a tie ball game at 4 apiece. So Kovacek, the Brazilian, the international player on this Trinity International team with the serve. Rogers, left side to Brown. Brown hits it, goes back into play. Kovacek goes up, hit up by Decker. Decker hits Mann on the Eutectic side of things. They're moving around a little give and go, and Mann not able to hit it back over the net. And it's a 5-4 advantage in favor of the ladies in black and blue, which is Trinity International for those of you that are not keeping score at home. Here we go now, Kovacek on the serve. Another low flying serve, but able to be returned. And what are they going to call? Yep, call them a double. The old double hit. Can't do that. Kind of a double sub, double switcheroo. Never a double hit. Here we go now. As as Kidd can't get underneath that one. It's now a 7-4 advantage in favor of the Trojans. So Kovacek set to serve. Hit back into the air. Rogers has it. Rogers goes back to Brown. Brown takes a swing, and that hits. It hits the deck of Trinity International territory. So it's now 7-5. The Tactics control off the side out. We go now. Josie Behrens with service. Swings and hits. Here we go. As Decker goes back, a double block that time. Let's try for three. Torres on 3 blocks in 1 possession. Faggins in the middle right there, and Hawkins able to finally break the plane of the Eutectic territory. Once again, Decker goes up. And we have ourselves a good volley going, and right there, Rogers gets the best of it. And after 3 blocks in 1 possession, finally, Mackenzie Rogers hits it over, and the lead back down to 1 for Trinity. Trippett hits it up to Torres. Torres scooped up by Man. Man on the Eutectic side will give it right back. Faggins. Decker goes up. Back to Faggins. Over to Torres. Torres slams it down, and the line judge say it's in. Gives the Trojans the score there. The lead pushes back up to 2. As here we go. Emma Gallagos will check in for service up the Trojans. Brown has it. Here we go. Freeman, Faggins, Torres hit it up, and little classic 3-man hit. Rochi's free ball up in the air. Brown, access to 9. A lot of play close to the net right there, but they're able to push it back out. Torres takes a swing, blocked by the Eutectics. Torres once again. And the block party strong for both teams today, but TIU going to get the score right there. So here we go, 9 serving 6. Gallagos to Rogers. Little give and go. They're trying to give it back into the hand of Evelyn McQueen, but McQueen not able to get to it in time. And it is now a 4-point lead, 10-6 in favor of the Trojans. So Gallagos hits it up. Man has it. Goes to Rogers. Hits McQueen in the middle. McQueen sends it out of bounds. Too much strength on that one. And a timeout going to be called right now by Coach Payne, which means we'll take a break ourselves. We'll be back here in just a moment on the Red Line Network. Coming out of their timeout, Trinity International has a 5-point advantage, 11-6 here in set number 3. It's tied at 1 set apiece, so we got to go at least 4. Got to win 3 out of 5 here. Brown goes up. And they're going to say it was tipped. Nope, they're going to say it went to the opposite end of the pole and clipped the candy cane stripe pole on the side of the net. Make it now 12-6. Gallagos on the serve. That goes way along right there. And the point goes back to US. The point goes back to the Tactics. Lauren Brown on the serve. Here we go. Good swing by Torres as that goes out. Oh, bounds off the hands of Eutectic. Make it 13-7 now. And Trinity International leaving off with the momentum they had at the end of that second set. They're up 6. And right on cue, the ball goes right into the net. So the announcer's jinx is a very real thing, kids. So it'll be 8 serving 13. His Aubrey man goes up. Lofts it up in the air. Faggins. Swing hit that time by, Maddie Hawkins. But the block party is there by Eutectics, and it's a 13-9 game. So here we go now. Faggins, good little misdirection right there, but not fooling anybody on the Eutectic side of thing. Faggins goes right to left. Torres, the back row hit. Rogers has it for University of Health Science. Both teams making quick work of their possessions right now. Torres. Left side right there, that's Mausberger, and Mausberger gets it to go. So the point in the possession goes back to the Trojans. They lead by 5, 14-9. Libero Jalen Freeman set to serve. So Freeman goes up. Here we go now. Rogers bumps it away, and good little cross hit right there by Brianna Landrum. So Mackenzie Rogers will be set to serve right now for UHSP. Rogers serve. Shallow in size, but still gets over the net. Here we go. Man goes up, and they're going to give the point off the double hit to the Trojans as their lead stretches back to 5, 15-10. Still a long way to go here in set number 3. Here we go now. Reno pushes it through. Hit up for Mausberger. Mausberger gets it to the ground. Make it 16-10 now. Rogers kicks it up in the air. Faggins swing through right there by Decker. Decker has it blocked. And right now, not a lot is going over the net for the Eutectic side thing. If it's even remotely close, they are sending it straight back at an alarming clip. So not a ton of kills in this game for the Trojans, but they still find themselves up 5, 16-11. So the southpaw serve. Here we go. Decker to Torres. Torres goes back over. And little, I guess, hey, in spike ball you can use the net, but volleyball is a little different, but I guess I'm wrong. Rogers, left side to Brown. Brown goes to hit. Blocked that time by the Trojans. And they're going to say that it landed inbounds in Eutectic territory. So it's now 17-11 in favor of the Trojans, and that will put Madeline Trippett back behind the white line. Trippett serve. Up and away and good. Trippett. Faggins hits in the middle that time to Kovalesh. Here we go. Torres hits it away. It's now 18-11. Timeout going to be taken by University of Health Science and Pharmacy. We'll be back here in just a moment on the Red Line Network. Welcome back as we're here live at the Laughlin Center. 18-11 is a score in favor of Trinity International. Make it 19-11 now. As we got a little sweat on the floor, got to make sure it's dry. That way we don't have anybody slip and get hurt. All right, here we go. Madeline Trippett, number 5, set to serve 19, serving 11. Man digs it up. Rogers, Brown, spikes it home, but dug up by Trippett. Here we go now. Decker behind the second deck of the blocks. And here we go now. Torres slams it in with authority. And Brianna Torres, for only being 5'7" in size, has a lot of firepower on the front row for this Trojan offense. It is now 20-11. So TIU just 5 points away from taking set number 3. Rogers to Brown as they hit the candy cane stripe pull. Make it now 21-11. It's now 21-11, a 10-point advantage for the Trojans. Trippett goes up, lobs it up to Rogers. Rogers goes up and a block that time of the Trojans. Rogers to Kidd. Kidd gets it over, and here we go now. Feigins lobs it up to Kovalchuk, and Kovalchuk slams it down to make it 22-11. So Madeline Trippett now set to serve. Lobs it up. Rogers in the middle. Tries to slam it down with Zanker. Kovalchuk has her shot blocked. And make it 22-12. Still a 10-point advantage in favor of the Trojans. But the side-out possession falls in favor of University of Health Science and Pharmacy. Here we go. Torres has it in the air. Freeman gets it in and just has to get it over. That time is Feigins. Hit through by Zaneker. Zaneker not able to get that one. Rogers over to Brown on the left side. Blocked once again by the Trojans. Here we go now. Hit by Decker is slammed right back down. Access denied. So long, see ya. The point goes to the Tactics. They lead now 22-13. Serve up by Cassidy Reno. Reno to Feigins. Feigins to Torres. Torres just lofts it up there. A little change of speed right there. Kidd, Freeman, Feigins, and Kovalchuk. A lot of names being thrown around here. Brown has it. And Feigins. Feigins goes right to left with that one, and they're going to say that's out of bounds. Give the point to the Tactics. So now be 14, serving 22. Make it 14-23 as Reno not able to get the ball over the net. Here we know, Kovalchuk set to serve. 23 serving 14. Brown will slam it through. Goes up, barely hits the rafters up there. Here we go now. Hawkins has to just throw it behind her head, and here we go. That goes out of bounds. It is now set point for the Trojans. Here we go. Kovalchuk, Feigins kicks it back over to Torres. Free ball at the rim. And that is going to fall in the hands of U Tactics. Make it 24-15. Set to serve now. We got Josie Behrens. Barron hits it up and away. Feigins goes left side of Torres. Torres has a hit back. Feigins. Little miscommunication, and that concludes the set. Trinity International comes roaring back to win 25-15. We'll be back here for the fourth set in just a moment on the Red Line Network. And welcome back, set number 4 here in the Laughlin Center between the University of Health Science and Pharmacy of St. Louis U Tactics and your Trinity International University Trojans. Man, I don't know about you guys. I have no partiality in this one. I tend to be fair weather fans to the team that, signed my paycheck, which is Lincoln Christian University. But it's kind of fun doing something in the middle ground. I kind of like it. Yeah, but this has been a very exciting matchup, especially. Little recap so far. TIU won the first set 25-16. And then after a great second set that went into extras, the Tactics took the second set 29-27, and then Trinity just put their foot on the gas and won the third 25-15. So it's 2-1 in favor of Trinity International, and it is 1-1 in favor of the scoreboard. If Trinity International wins this set, first to 25, win by 2, the match is over. If not, we play on to fifth set. Anything goes, winner take all. So we'll see what we got here. Reminder, coming up after this one, the University of Health Sciences and Pharmacy of St. Louis Tactics will take on the Lady Red Lions of Lincoln Christian University. That's going to take place at kind of like 8 o'clock, but we'll see how the nature of this game goes. Here we go. As that one goes inbounds in Tactic territory. So Trinity will get the point. They lead now 3-1. Here we go now. Ball up there by Trippett. Trippett fits it over. Rogers gets in the middle to Reno, and Reno hits it hot off the hands of Trippett. It goes out of bounds. And it's now 3-2 in favor of the Trojans. Here we go now. Caitlin Kidd, number 3, set to serve. Faggins has it, goes off the net, and just barely gets it over, and we play on. Rogers back up to Kidd. Kidd, the southpaw hitter, hits it over. Freeman, Torres. Torres hits the deck and give the points to the Trojans. So that'll bring up Deborah Kovalchuk to set to serve. Before serving 2, Rogers kicks to the middle. That time as Zedeker gets it back over, and they're going to say it hit the ground. So give the point to Trinity International. As Kovalchuk has it. Here we go now. Set up as Zedeker. They're going to say she had the double hit, and Trinity once again going to get the score as it's now 6-2 in favor of TIU. Serve up by Kovalchuk. Dug up by Brown. Hits Rogers in the middle. They go back to Brown, a little give and go, and she's able to get the point for the U Tactics. So it's now 3 serving 6 as Aubrey Mann, the 5'5" senior from Menteno, Illinois, set to serve. And a successful serve, give her the ace, and the point. It is now 6-4. Here we go now. Reno on the serve. Oh, a little free ball at the net, and that lands in Trojan territory, and it's down to a 1-point advantage for the Trojans. Here we go, 5 serving 6. And that one strong on the baseline. Make it 7-5. We encourage weightlifting and volleyball, but not that much. Got to keep it inbounds. As Brianna Torres now set to serve. Or excuse me, that would be Emma Gallegos. Gallegos serves it up. And right there, so her time is short-lived as she will check back out. Exchange from Madeline Decker. Here we go now. 6 serving 7. As on the other side, Josie Barron now with the ball. Ball up by Barron. Off the hands of Torres. Just a mishandle right there. And we have ourselves a tie ball game at 7 apiece. Here we go now. Barron with the ball. Faggins goes over. Good up by that time by Cassidy Hawkins, but it's slammed back down, and all of a sudden the Tactics have their first lead here in the fourth set. So Trinity once again starting to slip a little bit. See if they can get back to putting their foot on the pedal, or will the Tactics make this a 5-game series? A lot of volleyball will be played. Guess we'll find out as Brown goes off the block and goes out of bounds. They now lead 9-7. So Josie Barron now set to serve. Serve up by Barron. High line drive. Straight to the back of the defense, as that time Hawkins tries to slam it home, but it's blocked away. And the Tactics continue to be very active at the front of the net and blocking a lot of returns right now. Here we go, 10 serving 7. Good hit by Torres, and that hits the deck. A violent rip through that time by Brianna Torres. And they got the point. Here we go now. Torres set to serve. Rogers into man. Man gets it over, and here we go now. Faggins, left side, that time to Mauersberger, and Mauersberger finds the weak spot. And they get the score. Lead to 1 for the Tactics. Make it 9-10. Here we go now. Torres is a 9 serving 10. Good serve there. Brown on the hits. Over to Freeman. Freeman hits back row to Torres. Go to Rogers. Rogers goes straight to the middle, but McQueen not able to get the ball over the net. And the game once again tied at 10 apiece. Here we go. Rogers gets it over to McQueen. McQueen's hit is dug out. Oh, a little lob pass. Set to man. Here we go now. Right in the middle. Good hit threat there by Maddie Hawkins. And Hawkins puts it on the deck to give the Trojans a 1-point lead, 11-10. So Torres on the serve. Brown in the middle right there to Kidd. Right there to Mauersberger. Back in the middle to Rogers. Rogers with a little miscommunication. Good effort there by Freeman, and we play on. Brown on the left side. Back up to Torres. Torres hits it up. Little give and go to that time to Hawkins. Excellent volley being had right now by both teams. Mauersberger just over the top of the defense, and she gives her team a 1-point advantage. Timeout on the court called by Coach Payne, which means we'll take a timeout. We'll be back here in just a moment on the Red Line Network. As we come back here, Trinity with a 2-point advantage, 12-10. As here we go now. Kidd goes back up right there. Brown on the swing. That's dug up. Faggins over to Mausberger. Mausberger has it. And a little scramble on the ground, but the point goes to Trinity International. They go back up by 3. Here we go now. Torres with the serve. Brianna Torres out of California. Kidd has it and swings it over. It's good also right there, but the ball hits the deck, and that'll give the point to the Tactics. Bringing to the serving line, Lauren Brown, the senior from Phoenix, Arizona, by the way of the University of Providence. Faggins to Mausberger. She pushes it back up to Brown. Brown finds Rogers. Rogers leaves one open on the deck, and Laundrum able to get underneath of it. Here we go. Torres, back row hit into the net. Now back to a 1-point advantage for Trinity. As that ball goes out of bounds. Just a little long on the serve, so Trinity scores as they go up 2, 14-12. It's Jalen Freeman now. On the hit, and that is way long there. Back to a 1-point advantage, 14-13. Here we go now. Mann on the serve. Good hit by Aubrey Mann, and here we go now. Freeman to Mausberger. Mausberger finds Aubrey Mann. Mann hits it up to Rogers. Rogers tries to go Reno in the center, and she hits it home. Game tied at 14 apiece now. Aubrey Mann, libero for the Eutectic team on the serve. Mausberger gets it to fall. And the Trojans break the tie. And they're just 10 points away from finishing off the match. Set to serve right now. That is Madison Faggins. And the score goes to the Eutectics, and now the Eutectics just 10 points away from finishing the set and forcing set number 5. So we pause just a second, got a little sweat on the floor. Reminder coming up after this, you can catch the University of Health Science and Pharmacy of St. Louis Eutectics will take on your Lincoln Christian University Lady Red Lions. That will take place after this matchup. We'll let you know the time in between after this one. And here we go. Faggins hits it over. Good hard hit that time by Decker. And all of a sudden, Laundrum goes along the sideline, but not close enough to the line, and that goes out of bounds. And it's now 16-15 game in favor of Trinity. Here we go now. Madeline Trippett set to serve. Trippett's ball goes up. And here we go now. Freeman, excellent hustle to try to save it, but it goes out of bounds, and the score's tied once again at 16 apiece. Faggins hits it up that time to Decker. Hit through by Long. Once again, blocked by the Trojans, and that hits the deck. Give Trinity the 1-point advantage. And now Deborah Kovalchuk set to serve. Kovalchuk, a line drive serve right there. And Mackenzie Rogers not able to get to it in time. It is a 2-point advantage, 18-16 now. Here we go. Kovalchuk. Man digs it up to Rogers. Hits in the middle to Reno. Reno gets her hit dug up, but Kovalchuk not able to get to her feet in time. That would have been her ball. And so the ball hits the deck, and UHSP will get the point and the possession off the side out. Here we go. 17 serving 18. Hit by Torres. She goes right to left. Rogers hits over right that time to Zedeker. Torres will take another swipe at it. Zedeker digs it up. Tries to go back to her. And that goes way out of bounds. Making now 19-17. And that will bring in Emma Gallikas. Here we go, Gallikas on the hit. Rogers hits it up. Torres takes a while, and that was a thwack off the hand, but it goes way out of bounds. And the lead down to just one once again. Here we go, 18 serving 19. Josie Perrins goes up, serves it up, and that is inbounds. Tie ball game at 19 apiece. Here we go now. Barron set to serve, 19 serving 19. And that is out of bounds. And a timeout taken by Coach Ward, as it is now a 20-19 game. We're going to take a break. We'll be back here for the home stretch once again on the Red Line Network. Coming down to the final stretch in this one, Utectics with a 1-point advantage, 20-19. Faggins goes up. Torres has her shot blocked. Free ball at the rim and lands in favor of the Trojans. Utectics now with a 2-point advantage, 21-19. Here we go. Barons with the serve. Goes straight shot right there, and that's in. And that is the second time that the Trojans have looked at a serve laying right in their territory and nobody's gone after it. And it is a 22-19 advantage in favor of University of Health Science and Pharmacy. Here we go. Torres takes a swing. That lands inbounds. Utectics now lead 23-19. And if you're a Monsters Inc. fan, you know that is a very significant number. All right, 23-19. Barron, here we go. The serve is up. Bullet serve. Faggins goes over that time, and for the first time we see Coronado check into the game, and she comes up big right there. As it is 23-20 in favor of the Eutectics, but the Trojans have the side-out serve. So Brianna Torres hit up. Rogers, Brown gets it over. Trojans, will they respond? Decker lofts one up. Back to Brown. And it is now set point for the Eutectics. One more point, and we're ahead to set number 5. Here we go. Brown on the serve. And that goes out of bounds. And Trinity still has some life. Is now 21, serving 24. Here we go. Freeman lofts one up. Rogers kicks it up. Decker to Mauersberger. And that just stopped the reach, and once again, they still got life, 22-24. So Jalen Freeman on the serve. Goes up. Serve is good. Let's do this thing. Barron kicks it up. Faggins kicks over. Mauersberger just over the edge of the defense. As excellent spot right there, and we're heading to set number 5. Eutectics take it 25-22. And we'll be back for that elusive set 5 here in just a moment on the Red Line Network. All right, set number 5. Welcome back here at the Laughlin Center. And the rules have changed just slightly. Set number 5 is 1st to 15. Still got to win by 2, but you got to score 10 less points in the process. So we have an exciting set here for you. Just to recap, Trinity wins the first one, and the Eutectics take the second one. Trinity wins the third. Eutectics take the fourth. And here we go. Set number 5 is underway. Feigins lifts it up. Mauersberger has it. And we're tossing and turning with this one already. Decker back to Torres right there. An excellent hit right there, and Brown slams it home, and we have our first point here in set number 5. A substitution coming in, Darlene Zedeker, number 16. A back to serve is number 7, Mackenzie Rogers. Mackenzie Rogers has been everywhere all over the court. Same as Feigins for her representative sign. Rogers goes back right there, Zedeker. Torres lifts it up to Feigins. Hit up that time, but the point is going to end up in favor of Trinity after Maddie Hawkins goes up. Actually, excuse me, they pointed the wrong way. The point ends up in the hands of Health Science and Pharmacy. So the serve up by Rogers. Up, and away. Here we go. And a big communication right there as Decker unable to get to that one. It hits the deck, and all of a sudden the Eutectics up 3-0 here to start this set off. As Decker once again mishandles the ball, it goes out of bounds. And here we go as Emma Galagos checks in. Normally just checks in to serve, but now checking in for Decker. Here we go. Rogers, 4 serving nothing. Feigins kicks it back up. Good push through that time by Torres. Mann, hit up that time by Zedeker. Hit up that time, and Maddie Hawkins picks apart the defense and scores to get the first point of this fifth and final set. Here we go now. Jalen Freeman set to serve. Freeman's serve goes up. Returned immediately by Mann. Here we go. Feigins hits it home that time by Kovacek, and Kovacek slams the door shut and scores for the Trojans to make it 4-2. So Eutectics still with the lead. Reminder, we're going to 15 here in this fifth and final set. So Freeman on the serve. Hit up in the air right there. Brown, Violet hit through. Go through, and Kovacek strikes again. And she has been big all night long for the Trojans. So Freeman on the serve. Be 3 serving 4. Rogers hit up that time to Zedeker. Galagos back over to Mauersberger. A high lofting one, but sometimes those are the most dangerous. And nobody going after that one. It is 5-3, and the Eutectics are a third of the way there. Here we go now. Caitlin Kidd, the Colorado Springs, Colorado native, gets it up. Kicks it right back, that time to Mauersberger. And they're going to say, yep, they're saying 4. So give the Trojans the point. It is now a 5-4 game in favor of the Eutectics. As Madeline Decker checks back in. Set back to serve Madison Faggins, the freshman from Parker, Colorado. And she throws it right into the net. This ain't soccer. Can't go into the net. Got to go over it. It is now 6-4. Here we go. Ball going over. Good swing over by Mausberger. Reno has it over to Brown. Hit up in the air. A good volley by both teams going on right now. Zedeker ends up in the hands right now of Faggins. Faggins swings through with Decker. Brown on the swing. Decker gets another shot and slams it right home. And after a long volley, it is now 5-6. So neither team pulling away here. And checking back into the game, got Madeline Trippett. She'll go back to serve. Trippett been a pretty reliable serviceman for the Trojans tonight. See if she can continue that. Trippett serve going up, a low fly one, and goes right into the net. Make it now 7-5. They'll put Josie Burns from Springfield, Missouri back. 7 serving 5. Barons hits it up. Freeman kicks it right there. Swing through that time by Kovacek. Goes out of bounds. Give the point to Health Science and Pharmacy. Timeout going to be taken by Coach Ward, which means we're going to take a timeout ourselves. We'll be back here for more exciting volleyball in just a moment on the Red Line Network. All right, here we go. 8 serving 5. The hit up and away. Here we go. Faggins goes over to Torres. Torres hits it down and scores for the Trojans. 8-6 now. Here we go, Kovacek now. Lobs one up. Excellent hit through right there by Evelyn McQueen. And it's now 9-6. So substitution coming in is Brianna Landrum. Next in the front, that means Lauren Brown was set to serve. Excellent hit through right there, attempt by Decker, and excellent spot right there, and the Eutectics are only now 5 points away from taking the match. Here we go, Brown on the serve, lops one up, Freeman's has it to Faggins, goes back right there to Decker, lobs it up in the air, and the Trojans have some life. Hawkins was ready to pounce on it, but she didn't need to there. Galagos checks back in. She goes back to serve. Is now 7 serving 10. Galagos, a bullet serve right there. And here we go now. Man, lops one up. As we're moving the ball around now. Man goes up, kisses the rafter. Here we go now. Freeland goes up. Faggins goes over to Hawkins. Brown with the aggressive hit in the back row. Torres, she spikes it home and goes out of bounds. Make it now 11-7. Aubrey Mann now with the serve. Lobs it up there. Here we go. Torres kicks it over. Rogers tries to do misdirection but can't get it quite over the net. And it's now 11-8. Checking back into the game, Grace Mauersberger, the junior from St. Michael, Minnesota. With service now in the hands of Brianna Torres. Torres just barely gets it over the net, but still throws it back into play nonetheless. Nobody there from the Trojan side of things. And all of a sudden, it is a 12-8 ball game, and your Tactics just 3 points away from taking the match. Here we go now. Mackenzie Rogers set to serve. Rogers goes up. Faggins to Mauersberger. Mauersberger finds the line, and the Trojans still got life. As Kovalchuk will come back in off the libero swap, and that'll put Jalen Freeman in service. Here we go. Freeman lobs it up. Rogers in the middle of Reno. Freeman able to get a good hold of that one as Kovalchuk pushes that one over, and here we go. Brown, Torres. That time to Mauersberger, and they're going to call the forehand on that. Yes, they will. Make it now 13-9. Here we go now, set to serve. We got Caitlin Kidd. Caitlin Kidd, the southpaw server, goes up. And now it is match point for the University of Health Science and Pharmacy. So Caitlin Kidd may have the last serve of the game, but first, Coach Ward wants a timeout. We're going to take a quick break in the final stretch of this one here on the Red Line Network. All right, this may be the last serve of the game. Here we go. Kidd lobs it up. Freeman has it. Gives it back up. Mauersberger lobs it up. It stays on the Trojan side of things. Mauersberger once again hits it. Back in the man. Rogers. Brown slams it in the net, and the Trojans still survive. So now 14-10. Here we go now. Madison Faggins, the freshman, set to serve, lobs it up. Here we go. Rogers, Brown. Faggins lobs it up right there to Decker. Decker almost got it, and the Trojans stay alive. 14-11 now. Keep in mind, it is still win by 2. But 15 is the number to get. Faggins on the serve. man, Rogers, Reno, and that concludes the match. The University of Health Science and Pharmacy takes the last set 11-15 and takes the match 3-2. And a very exciting match indeed. Thank you, everyone, for tuning into that. That was awesome. We're going to give a short break, and then at the end of it, we'll have University of Health Science and Pharmacy take on your LCU Red Lions. I'm Jared Glassford. Thank you for tuning in tonight. So long, folks.